Second chances, second chances, reflecting on the things I've done. Second chances, second chances, knowing that the best is yet to come.
Your mind is the garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You can either harvest flowers or weeds. Again, your mind is the garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. And you can either harvest flowers or weeds. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shirley T Burke, and you are tuning in to Something Different. I am so happy to have you with us this evening, and we are happy that you've been looking the whole, I think it's 3 or 4 weeks now. We get comments from people on Facebook and in other arenas, so we appreciate you looking in. We have some really interesting guests tonight. I saw that you all saw the posting, and I've never seen 5 or 6 forwards before, so I'm thinking that some of you all are looking in because you saw who the guest was going to be. And you all know how I normally like to do is to have the guests introduce themselves, and so the first guest tonight is going to be a young lady that I met in January, and we finally got together to talk. I think it was this month or last month. This month.
It was this month, Shirley.
This month. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun meeting you in January. We met at Can through a networking event that River City gave.
That was great.
It was a wonderful night, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed it, and I met all types of wonderful ladies there.
Yes.
I mean, it was just a fabulous group. I'm Jennifer Robbins, and I represent Virginia Voice. And I'm going to talk with you today about Virginia Voice and how you can become a volunteer and help the vision impaired.
Tell me a little bit, but just explain Virginia Voice a little bit more.
Well, Virginia Voice is a nonprofit organization here in Richmond.
Okay.
And they work with folks that are vision impaired. So if they have a difficult time reading print materials, Virginia Voice wants to hear from those individuals.
Awesome. That is great. Oh, I'm so happy because I had the commissioner of the Visually Handicapped Agency here on the last year, I think, when we had the program. So this is a good follow-up to that.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
So if you do know anybody that has issues with reading print materials, you can call Virginia Voice. Their number is 804-266-2477. Now, they are a nonprofit organization here in Richmond, and they broadcast basically daily all types of programs. Newspaper programs, newspaper, written materials. Some of the things that they do broadcast are the Richmond Times-Dispatch, Style Weekly, the Reader's Digest, Consumer Reports, all types of great programs.
So this is on the radio?
This is on a radio.
Okay,
this is radio.
Okay.
Smithsonian, People Magazine. So there's really something for everybody at Virginia Voice.
That's great.
Their program schedule, they actually air 365 days of the year, out of the year. And their schedules are Monday through Saturday, so it's a great.
It's available.
It's available to folks that are vision impaired. So Virginia Voice really wants to hear from those folks.
So if you have people that stay up kind of late, like my mother used to stay up real late, how late is it on the air?
Well, it's on the air. Let's see. Their schedule is Monday. They start at 7 a.m. And they go from Monday 7 a.m. to Sunday 3 a.m.
Wow,
so
3 a.m., you better ready.
Right. And then on Sunday, they have their broadcasts from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh, that's great.
So they have a good schedule. I mean, for those people that like to stay up late, they can listen to programs, into the wee hours of the night.
Oh,
So it's an interesting place over there at Virginia Voice. I help host their program called The Writer's Voice.
The Writer's Voice.
The Writer's Voice. So I interview local authors, and then also Virginia authors, people throughout the state of Virginia. They have a lot of very interesting programs at Virginia Voice.
Oh yeah, that's anything that that recognizes the talents here in the area.
Exactly.
I just believe in that local people need to be recognized. There's a lot of talent in Richmond.
Oh yeah.
And Virginia.
Absolutely, there is. And they even interview community community folks, community organizations. You can go on and talk about your business. So, there's all types of opportunities. And
so how would a person do that? Somebody that was interested, how would they get in touch with you? How would you find out about them?
Well, you can find out about Virginia Voice. They have their website, and that's virginiavoice.org. So www.virginiavoice.org.
Spelled out, Virginia spelled out.
Virginia Voice spelled out .org.
Okay.
And then they can call the number that I mentioned to you, and that number again, make sure I have that number, 266-2477.
Okay.
And they broadcast, they use actually the public radio stations, WCVE, which is the FM station, and then the other one is located in Norfolk. So they use their radio towers to broadcast the signal. And the radio reaches like within a 40-mile radius of Richmond and a 40-mile radius of Norfolk.
Now, the CV, is that the one off of 147 in that vicinity? WCVE?
WCVE is on the south side of Richmond. Yeah, Sesame Street.
That's what I could think. Sesame Street.
Right,
I went in there with all those Sesame Street things. They were wonderful. It was wonderful.
So it's just a great opportunity to be part of it. And they the readings actually they broadcast their service through closed circuit radios. So if you have a reading impairment, what you would do is you would get a radio from them, and then you're able to listen to the broadcast through that radio that Virginia Voice gives to you. So it's great,
And I know a lot of people know about this service, but I'm positive there are people in our viewing area right now that this is the first time they're hearing about that.
And they're always looking for volunteers, because you know how many volunteers it takes to do one broadcast, 1 week of broadcast? 100 volunteers.
Really?
That's a lot of volunteers. So they're looking for people to help out all the time with volunteers.
Tell us what we would have to do if we volunteer.
Well, if you're interested in volunteering, you want to either go to their website, which is www.virginiavoice.org, or you give them a call. They have an orientation once a month where volunteers can go and find out about volunteering. And they don't do that in July and December, but once a month they do the volunteer orientation. So you basically go to their website and look for that information
and
at virginiavoice.org.
They would find out at the orientation the type of things that they can do, because they can be trained for.
Right. I mean, they look for like radio, people that like to read. They need readers. So that's really important for them, because they have several magazines and newspapers that they read, one being the Richmond Times-Dispatch. They do have some religious programs. They just have a plethora of programs that folks can tune into and see.
Awesome.
It's just a wonderful organization to be part of, and I've been volunteering and helping out with that organization for at least 7 months now.
Awesome.
And
That's
I've interviewed some really interesting authors, and it's just been a great experience for me, and I've really have enjoyed it. So,
how long has it been in existence, do you know?
Virginia Voice, I believe, has been around since 1978, so it's been around quite a while.
Okay.
It has, and they're located on the north side of town.
North side?
North side of town.
That's different too. That is different.
So I really want to stress that, if you know somebody that is vision impaired, that they have a hard time reading the newspaper, Virginia Voice really wants to hear from them.
Okay.
They really want to hear from those folks, because,
that's what they do.
People like to, people like to read, and if they can't read a publication, they can listen to the publication. They, like I said, they have so many different programs that they have, and community programs and all types of newspapers and periodicals. There's something for everybody, really, Shirley. There really is something for everyone.
Everyone.
So it's a great organization. It is nonprofit. So they have a volunteer board of directors. So there's some local folks on the board of directors here in the Richmond area. So, and they look for, they look for donations from all types of organizations, churches, are places that donate, individuals, corporations.
They will receive it from anybody.
Mm-hmm. Well, 79% of the revenue consists of contributions from individuals, service organizations, corporations, and foundations, and churches. Mm-hmm. So
they are competing with other nonprofits.
Yes, they are. And, they would love to hear from anyone out there that knows somebody that's vision impaired.
And need those services.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's a great service and a needed service. Because, people that, if you can't read, but you still can get the information with somebody reading to you, and your life is open wider.
Oh, yes, definitely.
You can still travel to places.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Even if you can't read yourself, there's still an opportunity for those individuals. That's wonderful.
And I love being part of this community and doing fun entertainment things.
Yes.
So.
Oh, you like entertainment. When we have shared together, I know you like entertainment.
I do. It's fun.
Let's deviate a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's venture on to this thing about true crime with can you share? Can you say a little bit about that? Because I'm a CSI freak.
Right.
I'm an ID freak. I guess you call it.
I've done.
My husband would say, turn that thing off.
Right. Last year, I was on True Crime with Aphrodite Jones.
Yeah.
And I played Janet. And the show was called Taylor's Tales.
Yes.
Okay, it was about the VCU girl that was found murdered back in 2005.
Yeah.
It was a really sad, story, but I played her mom.
Yes.
So that was quite a fun experience.
Yes.
And I like to do some local commercials and help work on some productions. I used to work on a program over at Fox. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
So
there's people have seen you. They've been wondering, I haven't seen that lady before. So these are some of the opportunities they've had to see you on these reverse commercials and stuff.
And I'm always looking for entertainment opportunities, that are local or I'll travel. And I just enjoy being around people and doing entertainment things. It's just a lot of fun for me.
Do you put into being those movies that come to town? Because I know a lot of people that do that.
I've been extras in 1 or 2 movies here in Richmond, and I do commercials. I've done a couple commercials
Awesome.
In the local area, and then also in Williamsburg.
Yes.
And I have a Facebook page, and that's J Robbins Entertainment.
Great.
.com on Facebook, so you can find me there.
That's good, because I want you to give that other number again too.
Okay, yes, I want to give out.
Personal.
Okay, so basically, if you know anybody that has vision impairment, please give Virginia Voice a call, and their number is 266-2477, and their website is www.virginiavoice.org. So please give them a call or check out their website.
Okay, and give your
my Facebook page, I'm Jennifer Robbins again, and my Facebook page is J Robbins, so that's J Robbins, ROBBINS, entertainment.com on Facebook.
Great. Is anything else you want to share about Virginia Voice or personal thing you want the audience to know about you?
Well, I just really think with Virginia Voice, I think that I just really want to stress again the importance of people with vision impairment. We really want those folks to reach out to Virginia Voice. And like I mentioned earlier, a closed circuit radio is what you'll get, and you'll be able to
from them,
and you'll be able to listen to these wonderful programs that they have.
Yes, that's
great. I just really want to stress that, and just come visit us sometime at Virginia Voice, and if you're interested in volunteering and giving some of your time at trying to be a reader or something like that, they would love to hear from you.
Very good. And one more time, just give the telephone number.
One more time, Virginia Voice, and the telephone number again is 266. I got to look at it, Shirley here. 266-2477. 266-2477.
And the website again?
And the website again is www.virginiavoice.org.
And your Facebook page.
And my Facebook page again is J Robbins, ROBBINS Entertainment.com on Facebook.
Great. Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
The information was really precious in terms of
thank you.
clientele that you all service.
Well, thank you, Shirley, and it's been really nice to be on your show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We're going to take a break. We have some other guests coming on.
Okay, great.
And hang around.
I will.
Because we will have people calling in a little later, and someone might have questions for you.
Okay, sure.
Okay,
That sounds great.
Great.
Thanks.
We'll be back in just a second. Welcome back, everyone. As I said when we started, I had never seen so many people forward the announcement on Facebook to their Facebook page. So I know you were anxious to hear what Jennifer had to say, but also I got a feeling that you wanted to hear what these girls had to say too. And one of the words was hoarding. I think they got a lot of people. Got a lot of people's attention. Girls, would you all introduce yourselves, please?
Sure. I'm Mindy Gotting with Abundance Organizing. I am a hoarding specialist, and I'm a certified professional organizer and a specialist in chronic disorganization.
And she's sitting next to me. You know what I'm saying? I should have put Mindy. Kristen, go on and introduce yourself.
I'm Kristen Ziegler. My company is Minima, and I do organizing for residential and commercial clients, and I am also a certified professional organizer.
Yes. I am going to breathe, take a deep breath before I start. I know both of these.
We're going to get all your secrets.
You know, yeah. I know you from the National Speakers Association. That's where we first met, I think.
Yes.
And Kristen, I met you where? At a
BOI.
BOI. That's the business.
My business community luncheon, and I did a talk about professional organizing.
Yeah. So networking works.
It does.
Going out speaking.
Yes.
Pro bono works, huh?
It's one of my main sources of business.
Referrals, and that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, y'all can decide who wants to start. But I got a feeling the hoarder ought to go first, huh?
And maybe we can also talk about our relationship a little bit.
Yes.
So a lot of people don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we used to work together.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we were in the trenches together, working in the field, doing organizing work. And now we worked for an organizing company here in Richmond, and now we're both running our own companies.
Own business. I am glad this is coming out because we belong to organizations that support women.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We belong to organizations that support women, and women are good business people. You can do this. You can
Oh,
do
yes.
this in Richmond, Virginia, and I think some of y'all are outside the area too, so.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and I think that women in business in particular are so supportive and collaborative, much more so than men.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah, but I know with the women that I have met, a lot of them are.
Yes.
And you have to be. You can't make it without it. That's the reason I often tell people, like, to be supportive, just like the people that they forwarding today. To me, that costs nothing, but it's helpful. It is extremely helpful that people hit share and share the announcement with their friends. It doesn't cost a penny, but it means a lot.
That's right.
It
Yes.
means a lot.
Just getting the word out and
Yes.
supporting each other.
Talk about that hoarding, please. I'm not a hoarder, am I? Kristen?
Okay.
No.
So-
Thank you. I just want to get that straight. You know, if you've ever been to my house, I am not a hoarder. And I might be a pack rat, but I'm not a hoarder.
Definitely not a
I'm
hoarder.
not a hoarder.
It's interesting because hoarding is such a buzzword these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
With the popular television shows, everyone wants to self-diagnose. They say,
Yes.
I'm a hoarder, or she's a hoarding. And it's interesting because hoarding is actually a mental health diagnosis.
Really?
Yes. So we try to be careful about using the terminology because we have
Say
become
that
very
again.
cavalier.
Say that again. It's a what now?
It's a mental health diagnosis.
Y'all hear that?
Right.
That
So
is-
don't say that you're a hoarder or that you're
Yeah.
hoarding unless you've gotten that diagnosis.
Yes.
Because you're really, you're already giving yourself that label. So in our industry, what we typically talk about is extreme clutter.
Extreme.
Right. So we're obviously working more with the physical space, and we're helping our clients repurpose their space and deal with the clutter or the possessions. It's one of the most interesting things to me, I think, about being in this industry is really figuring out what that line is where, we spend so much of our time and our funds and our investments bringing things into our life to enrich our lives. But then where does that line happen where all of a sudden the things that we're surrounding ourselves with are starting to detract from our quality of life?
Yes.
And that's really where we find ourselves, and that's when we do get into, working with extreme clutter or working with someone who has been diagnosed with hoarding, where we're working more on healing what's going on inside. We collaborate a lot with therapists and counselors, and they're dealing with the emotional stuff,
It is
and we're
emotional.
dealing with the physical stuff.
It is emotional because even not being a hoarder, I have learned for me because of another friend of ours, Debbie Bowie. She really helped me when she said that she had learned that most people that had paper around them had grief issues.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
So whatever's going on in your
like-
physical
yes,
space
yes.
is just a manifestation of
Yes,
whatever is going on
yes,
internally,
yes.
and vice versa.
And you're really happy to learn that you're just not just a slob. There's
No,
something
everybody
else.
has their
I'm
thing.
telling you, it's-
Everybody has their
Yeah,
thing. And
yeah.
everybody has their area of their home or category of stuff where they are very empowered. They can make those decisions. They can clean things out, and then everybody has that space that completely overwhelms them, and they don't want to deal with it, and they want to avoid it. And so that's true for everyone. We work with a lot of clients who say, I'm a complete mess, I'm a disaster, I don't have any victories. And that's not the case. It is in you, and so it's our job to kind of bring that out.
That is awesome. When I see people on TV that, like, it's containers from food. some of that stuff. And so
I mean, it's an illness.
my husband has, we no longer save all of the plastic containers that the Chinese food come in.
Well, so there are a couple hallmarks to it. There's, the extreme acquisition. So you're either
Always buying
collecting, you're
something.
having, compulsive shopping sometimes we
Yeah.
deal with where it's just want. Even something as simple as bringing in the junk mail and not throwing it right in the
Right in the
recycle bin or the
trash can,
trash,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Instead of, letting it pile up.
Yeah.
So that's an important piece of it, but then also what we see is that failure to let go.
Failure to let
So our clients who are struggling with extreme clutter have a really hard time making those decisions. They feel that the things that are around them have emotional importance. And if you think about your things are your friends, it's really hard to let go.
Yes.
And so typical logic and regular strategies don't really work. Because again, it's all connected. So if you're not working on the emotional stuff and respecting that, then it's really hard to let it go.
I have found that a lot of times family members try to deal with things. And most of the time, if it's a mental thing, then they're not helping. Sometimes it's perpetuating.
Yes, because you get into that sort of adversarial. We get calls all the time. My mother is, or I'm worried about my neighbor, or I'm worried about my best friend. So we get calls on behalf of.
Yes.
And I got a call this morning from a lovely young woman whose mother was raised in Trinidad, and she was raised in extreme poverty.
Yes.
And I mean, that's like poverty, like we don't even know about that in the States. It's like, dirt floor. And so if you think about living in those circumstances and growing up in those circumstances, she's an affluent woman now, but she still has that scarcity mentality.
Yes.
And if you can imagine that being your history, how important would it be to be able to control your possessions and to hold on to things? So I eventually, it was funny, I was on the phone with her for about 20 minutes, and all of a sudden I realized that her mother was in the house with her. She was just avoiding the phone call. So I finally got the mother on the phone, and then we started to do some work.
Awesome. So, Kristen.
Yes.
How are your people different?
Well, it's interesting that the two of us are here today because I think we encompass the two ends of the spectrum. There's something called the Hoarding scale, and everyone's on it, even if you are a minimalist like myself. You're either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would say my clients fall on the levels 1 through 3 with the occasional 4, and Mindy really thrives in the 3 to 5 area. So my clients they run the gamut, but they're looking for your typical decluttering help. I work with a lot of artists and creative professionals because my background is in architecture, so I can really relate to those people. And I also help businesses, small businesses, declutter and streamline their environment so that they can be more efficient. And like Mindy was talking about, it's so important when you're working with a new client to really get to what their vision is, because if you don't define that, organizing is a means to an end, and so you have to figure out what that end is for that person. What's motivating them? Why do they want to get organized? Because Mindy and I love organizing just to organize, but most people aren't like us, and so it's really important to learn that person and what motivates them, and when we get stuck on something, because like Mindy was also saying, sometimes clients have that victory area where it's just so easy, they're just like getting rid of things, giving it to Goodwill, consigning, and then you hit a wall in another area and it's like, wow, this is nothing like when we were going through your clothes. Paperwork is so emotional, and this is a whole nother ball game. So then you go back to the vision and you say, okay, we're getting a little bit stuck here. Let's revisit that idea of a serene office where you can come and work and have a clear desk, and it's all about the visualization and how that space is going to make them feel.
That is a real thing, because we were working together. And she always tells me she's proud of me, because I think we took 30 bags of clothes.
Something like that, yeah. I think you minimized about 3/4 of your wardrobe.
And to be able to now pick things that I've forgotten I had that fit and you like, it's wonderful. I like to keep it real, y'all. That's why I'm saying that's why I'm discussing that we work together. I work with Debbie Bowie also. I work with Debbie more so with the paper stuff. But it is emotional.
Yeah.
It is emotional. But the reason that I picked you, because you had a plan. You said that, what is your vision? That is what got me with you. What do you, how do you see this? What vision do you have for your office? What vision do you have for your bedroom? And it's the space is just, the rooms are so much larger.
Yeah.
One of the suggestions you had was to take the doors off the closets. And that is just open the space.
It made a huge difference.
Big difference.
The room doubled in size.
Yes.
How big is your closet?
Both sides, the whole wall.
Well, the doors were pulled a foot off of the actual closet space.
Oh, wow.
So it really made the room feel much bigger. And then Shirley loves red, so we're doing red velvet hangers, and it looks beautiful.
Got to have the red velvet hangers.
See, but that appeals to your vision, so it really makes it a space that you want to be. And then also with my clients, I always try to figure out, designing customized solutions that works with the way they think, but also their aesthetic, because I am a designer by trade, so I really get into a little bit more interior design and really selecting things like colors and space plans that'll really make the organization system aesthetically pleasing, because then you're more motivated to keep up with it if you like it.
This is something I probably ought not to share, but I don't do it anyhow. Folding that stuff, your lingerie and stuff up in the drawer. And, now this woman did all this fold. I'm not going to do that.
But you do.
Yes, because it looks so nice. And you can know everything. And, I would not have her come back and meet all that stuff.
You're not the only client who said that. We're folding things and they're like, we're not going to keep that perfect.
That was just awesome. But you mentioned something, and I don't think we have ever discussed this, the term minimalist. So could you talk a little bit about that philosophy?
Yes. So a lot of people think of minimalism as an aesthetic, and it's not about an aesthetic at all. It's about having only what you love and what you use, and just being liberated. You're not bogged down by your stuff. You can just live your life and get up and go. You have less stuff to clean, less stuff to fix. I can clean my whole house, like deep clean, in an hour.
Wow,
and
the whole house.
Yeah, and I can get dressed in 5 minutes, and I always love what I wear, because so I try to share that philosophy with my clients, but I never push it. And my business name is actually a calculus term, the minima and the maxima, on a sine wave. So I kind of try to determine in the vision portion of getting to know a client what their minima is, because mine is obviously way down here, but most people are more here on the curve, and that's fine.
Yeah, but you get to that curve and you say, well, this curve got to change.
Yeah, we're going to move down the curve a little bit.
Getting started is hard, but you say, I think some more of this stuff got to go,
Yeah, and it's empowering to not be tied to your possessions. If I wanted to, I could just pack up and move to France if and I could do it quickly. Yeah, just not that I will. I love Richmond, but just the feeling. I could too.
Yes, indeed. But I think that's an important point to minimize for life.
Yeah, because life
to live, you don't have all this stuff.
Because life's all about relationships and the people that you care about and doing the things that you love. And when you don't have a lot of stuff getting in the way of that, you can really live every minute to its fullest.
Yes.
One of the things we always talk about is, because it's so funny, so we have minimal and then abundance. Yeah, I know. But we talk about, that concept of abundance, and that it's really about finding your abundance in life, and it has nothing to do with the abundance of magazines and the abundance of paperwork and the abundance of jeans that you have.
Yes. Who's gonna die with the most?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? How many cards you gonna?
And it's addicting. I mean, right? You've got the bug. I can see it. Yeah.
It is.
Because you start. It's just getting started is a huge part of the battle, because then you find yourself cycling back to the same areas, and you let go of more and more and more.
I know that's gonna happen because we have given some things to Goodwill, and I got to call Ruth and Boaz and Salvation Army again and stuff like that to come in and get some stuff. And what usually helped me is to know that somebody else will get to use it.
Right.
Somebody else will get a chance to use it.
Definitely.
And it's not just sitting there.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes a difference.
And one thing that, I love the name of Abundance's business, because it's a mindset, that abundance mindset. And when you clear the clutter, it really energetically shifts. Like, do you want to tell them what happened?
Yes. Last week she came and we cleared a lot of stuff and said some things, and I promise you, I started getting things from a company I work for in New York. I did just a lot of work, and it's been happening every day since.
Yeah, we cleared a path to the desk.
To the desk in my office, and
it came
immediately.
Yeah, immediately. I had to write and tell her.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And people don't believe that.
No, it's all about energy.
The chi, it has to be able to
releasing and then to bring new opportunity.
Yeah, it is wonderful. My thing is, you don't have to believe it. I noticed, I have experiences.
Because it happens.
Because Debbie Brewy did something in the wealth corner, that was
feng shui.
And that's the first time I ever got a $2,000 raise in my paycheck.
Nice.
That's not, the normal thing. Yes.
Wow.
It has never happened again. You know?
Keep working in that corner.
Revisit.
Yes, but it happened. That's one reason that it convinced me when she started. To do the clearing out, things happen. Things change. The chi in your life change.
A word that we use all the time is that word stuck.
Yeah.
A lot of our clients are stuck, you know, wherever that may be. And everybody has their own glass ceiling.
Yes.
But when you're throwing up your hands and you're just like, I don't know where to start, I mean, that's the right time to call us. Yeah.
So this is the right time to call. People need to know where. So you want to start giving some information out about how people can get in touch with you, because we're going to start receiving calls in a little bit.
Okay.
So and hopefully some of the people that followed that information, somebody will call in with questions. If not, we got enough. We can keep talking. Okay. Y'all want to give you information, contact information?
Sure, go for it.
Sure. So again, my company is Abundance Organizing. We have locations here in Richmond and also Charlottesville and Hampton Roads. Our website is abundanceorganizing.com. And we also can be found on Facebook. Also, just search Abundance Organizing. We're right there. And phone.
Yeah, if you want to. Whatever you want to give them, however you want them to contact you.
If you want to call me, it's 804-212-2160.
Awesome. You're going to give it again later.
Okay.
How about you, young
And
lady?
again, my company is Minima, and my website is minimaonline.com, or if you just search Minima Richmond, it'll pop right up on Google.
Spell it real slow. Minima.
Thank you, yes. MINIMA. It's like minimalist without the word list.
Yeah.
And then I can also be found on Facebook. My Facebook name is Minima Organizing and Redesign. And my phone number is 804-482-1554.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people out there that might have questions and might not call in, but I'm going to tell you, this is real. This is real. What we're talking about is real. You all work with that Hoarding show that's on TV, right? You all have worked with them.
Yes. We've done the TLC Hoarding Buried Alive, and we've also done A&E Hoarders.
A&E Hoarders.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience when you did that?
You know, I feel like I'm very confident in what I do, but I've never had to do what I do on television before that. And you know all about this, so it is a very different thing.
It is.
But you know, there is a lot of dialogue and a lot of debate, especially in our industry, about the value of those shows. Because I think a lot of professionals are concerned that the client is being exploited because we're watching television to be entertained.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I did find that there was an element, there was a degree of sort of amping up the situation, making it, you know, television worthy kind of situation. Like they would have situations that were a little bit not staged, but they were creating them. But I will say, you know, firsthand experience, there was someone in that situation who really was ready to get the help, really needed the help, and it was incredible to be able to offer that individual all of these resources because she was willing to be open and just say, you know what, you know, this is my story and I'm willing to share it. And I mean, that was really a gift. So to be on that end of it, to be able to know that we did something really good for someone who needed it, it's made me a true believer in everything that those shows do.
Okay, so how many shows have you all done? 2?
We've done, my business partner was one of the regular cast members of A&E Hoarders. So she was all over the country. They flew her to Canada, everywhere. We had done some aftercare work with Hoarders, which is one of the interesting things about the shows that a lot of people don't realize is that it's not just the segment and then it's gone. They do pump a lot of money into aftercare support services. They make sure that people are getting what they need if they need counseling or therapy or ongoing organizing.
Now, the show makes sure of that?
Yes.
Do they pay for that?
Yes, it's part of their budget. It's part of their budget.
That is wonderful.
So, so it's real. I mean, they do good work. You know, it's not all just about the ratings and
but it's
and
real
getting
hard
people
for
to
people
watch.
to keep it the way you leave it. For a lot of people, I'm sure.
It's hard for anybody because
yeah.
life is life, right? We're all busy.
Life, yes.
And I mean, one of the biggest misconceptions I think about organizers is that we're perfect and our houses are perfect. And I don't know, your house might be perfect.
My desk has files.
3 pieces of furniture I think might be perfect.
My desk is a mess.
But it's true. I mean, life is life. So we're busy. We're running businesses, right?
That's what I keep saying. You had somebody else I was trying to get out.
It's true. One of my absolute favorite people in the world is a counselor here in Richmond, and she constantly talks about how women especially are getting sold a bill of goods because we're trying to be successful entrepreneurs or career women. We're supposed to be running our household. We're the days of with the vacuum and the pearls and the heels are over, right? We're trying to be good spouses. We're trying to be supportive to our partners, and then we judge ourselves when we don't hit perfection on any of those points.
Yes.
It's a shame. And it's not realistic. There are only 24 hours in the day.
Yeah.
That was part of what I guess, again, I work for a company out of New York, and that was, I talked to a group today, and that was part of what we discussed about work-life balance. There's no such thing.
There isn't.
No.
It's not.
That's
It's not real.
Yeah, because what are we balancing right now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we're taking care of something important to us. And hopefully for those out there that are listening, somebody is being helped. So you make a decision. You decide what the priority in life is. And there's a book called Unbalanced on Purpose. I like that book, you know what I'm saying? Unbalanced on Purpose.
Right.
Life happens, you know. What do you do when things come up unexpectedly?
Right.
What you just said about women, we beat ourselves to death. If we have whether we have a baby or not have a baby, then when we decide to have that baby, then when we go back to work, we get all guilty because we left the baby out. It don't make sense.
Yes.
Well,
Life is too short. Go ahead.
I talk a lot about the word should with my
About
clients.
shouldn't on yourself.
Exactly. Specifically, this one client had this extensive book library, and she, I was sitting with her while we went through the books, and so much of it was, I really should. And I stopped her after about 10 books, and I was like, all right, I want you to just keep the ones that you want to read. Like anything that you feel like you should read, that says to me you don't want to. You feel like society is telling you to do it, so let go of it. And as soon as we talked about that, it was like, oh, because really life is how you want it. You don't, there's nothing you should do. Other than, eat, breathe. There's a few things, but should is a bad word.
Now, I think my audience know that I don't question, like Larry King finds out with his audience at the same time about his guests. Now, I didn't ask you about this, but I'm going to take a gamble because I keep it real.
Go for it.
You have gone through something in your life that really magnifies what you're saying in terms of life. If you don't mind sharing that with me.
I would love to share. Thank you. When I was 27, so 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer right at the same time that I started Minima. It was like literally the day I got the LLC certificate, I found out I had a tumor. So obviously my business plans were put on hold, and my whole life was thrown into total chaos. I had no control. Like my mom was cleaning my house and it was driving me crazy. Like I couldn't work, I couldn't socialize, I couldn't do anything. But it really, really brought me back to that concept that life's all about relationships, and that the stuff and the achievements, that's not really, those things feel good, but when you die, you're going to be thinking about who you loved and who loved you and what you did for other people. So that whole experience really brought me down to earth and has helped me relate to a lot of my clients that are going through bigger struggles than the average person might be going through. Because it's really hard.
It's hard.
Yeah, to be sick or to have, one of my clients just found out her 11-year-old daughter had brain cancer.
Oh my goodness.
So, stuff like that happens and it just throws your whole system off course.
Yes. And when you hear things like that, whatever's going on in your life, you just say, thank you.
I'll take my problems, thank you.
Hold on to them. That's the truth. That is so the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe we want to take calls now.
Yeah.
The numbers is going to be put on the screen. But it's 804. But it's 915-5202. If you want to call in and have questions for either one of these ladies, and also for Jennifer. Jennifer's still in the studio, If you have calls for the Virginia Voice, any questions about that, welcome to call in. We would welcome any questions. I would be interested in knowing what questions people have on the organization and things, and if people had heard something about the hearing impaired that they would be interested in. We welcome your calls. I think it's a little after 8, so we got a little time.
All right.
We got a little time. And tell us a little bit more about your experience here in Richmond.
Okay, in organizing?
Hoarding organizing.
You want to know if it's your neighbors, don't you?
No. But you know what? I think it's so interesting that, just you saying about the middle park. And are there counselors? Do you have Pacific I know you don't, but do you know of Pacific counselors if people have this issue that they could go to?
Oh, yes.
I think we need to share that too, because it might be family members out there that want to or can convince somebody to go.
Yes, and we partner with therapists all the time.
That's what we would like to hear about.
Yeah, because again, you need that level of support. When somebody gets into an extreme environment, there are so many pieces that are not working.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because there's such a stigma. And it really is on every street, literally.
I believe it.
Every street. And there's something interesting going on just with, I believe, our society, and that, we went through so many years of that accumulation, that, bringing things in. And we're just at max capacity now. And I think a lot of people sometimes just turn around and look and say, I don't know how this got this way,
yes.
And now that I'm here, I don't know what to do. And that's true for anything. I mean, we work with a lot of people who are in transition, and they're just trying to figure out how to navigate whatever that may be, whether it's a move or, getting married, merging households, having a new baby, anything like that. Renovations are a huge business for us. But it's, just like Kristen said, it's like something big comes along and it throws your systems out the window. And I like to say it's anything that impacts your time, your space, or your state of mind.
It could be anything.
Yeah, it really could be. Yeah. And unfortunately, when we deal with extreme hoarding, usually that's somebody who has experienced a past trauma. There's been something going on in their life that's long-standing. They have a long history of really struggling with organization. And then, of course, they cross that line. So it's very, very interesting work. It's not really common for people who are struggling with a disorder to reach out for help. It is usually a friend or a family member, somebody else who's asking us to come in.
About how many counselors in Richmond or therapists in Richmond deal with this as of right now that you know? Because I don't believe it, and I don't think anybody can do it.
Okay, well you're hitting such a hot button issue for me.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, and this is another place where the shows have really helped, just raising the awareness that this is out there, and also allowing people who might be struggling with these challenges to realize they're not alone, that there are other people out there. But unfortunately,
maybe if you can't do it on TV, if they call you, you might be able to say something about who.
Yes,
refer people
absolutely.
To.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Good.
But because there are only, I would say I would only refer like 2 people, because the mental health community doesn't know a lot yet.
It's brand new. It's brand new.
Yes, that's exactly why I want to know if you know where people should be going.
Right. And when we talk to counselors and we talk to therapists, we're asking them about their intake process, and then we're asking, do you ask about disorganization? And 90% of the time, no, they don't think to ask. They ask about eating habits, they ask about workout habits, they ask about relationships, they ask about all of these factors in life, and they don't ask if disorganization is a challenge.
Interesting. Totally interesting.
Oh, we're lighting up over there.
Yeah, something is lighting up. I think it's supposed to ring first in here. Okay. Push on this button. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, enjoying the show as usual. You always have so many interesting things for women, so it's a good thing. Just wanted to give a comment, and glad y'all ladies are on. I moved from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 1-bedroom, so I got rid of a lot of stuff, and I look at it like this. I'm a night owl, so I can't really do anything like as far as clean up or whatever goes until at nighttime. That's what motivates me. But anybody out there that's struggling with trying maybe to organize a room, what works well for me is just start off small, work in a small space. Like I have a really small kitchen, and sometimes the hardest part is me being motivated. Yeah. So I just start with one small corner, and I work on that, and that gives me an accomplishment. And by looking at it and that be clean, I want the rest of it to be clean.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes, we understand.
Snowballs.
So
Yes,
I use that as motivation, and also I was been on a job for 7 years, and I had a small cubicle. Well, it's amazing how over a period of time stuff just accumulates.
That's it.
So what I did was I started with one drawer at a time. It took me a week. I was just sitting there waiting for calls, and what really worked for me is, wow, so now after a month, my desk is still clean and it's still organized, and I haven't put anything in clutter again. So,
yes.
Just want to let you know it's a great show. You know, we're not perfect, but I'm 55 years old. I'm enjoying life, and it's just great. And thanks for the show. I'll keep looking up for good things.
Thank you, and thanks so much for calling. We value your conversation here. Totally. Thank you. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Enjoying life means you're doing something right.
Something right, because everybody can't say that.
True.
And mean it. But she gave some good examples like the cubes.
Yeah, if you just start small, the motivation from the success of that project will spur you on. And a lot of times we recommend setting timers with our clients to get started, especially ones who have ADD. It helps you stay focused.
Right.
And then you get to stop when the timer goes off.
Right.
And reward yourself.
I want to ask Jennifer. Jennifer, you want to come back up on the stage? We can get a chair and bring you back, and if you want to. But y'all keep on talking.
Oh yeah, so Mindy, I wanted to expand on what you were talking about the life event clients.
Yes.
So Mindy actually taught me when I was she was my mentor many moons ago, that there are 3 main types of organizing clients. And
Move that just a little bit.
yeah.
Okay.
I thought the audience might be interested in hearing about that. So there's the DIY client where they are just a little bit stuck and they just need some fresh ideas. So sometimes we'll just come in for an action plan and maybe like one project. Then there's the life event client that Mindy was speaking about, a move, a divorce, a marriage, a new child. Something happens to throw your systems off balance. And then there's the chronically disorganized clients, which are people who have some sort of, usually a mental health condition like hoarding, ADHD, that's going to keep them from staying organized. So usually those are maintenance clients for us. We'll come in and do the project, and then we'll keep touching base with them seasonally, weekly, whatever they need to help keep their systems in check.
That's awesome. That part of it I hadn't even thought about.
We call it a tune-up.
Yeah.
Just like your car.
Yeah.
And you know, your caller was saying, you know, she had been in her cube for all these years, and it just naturally accumulates. And I think that's true with any space.
Home as well.
We, you know, when in our Hampton Roads locations, we work with a lot of military families, and when they're forced to move, they really do streamline.
Yes.
And it's amazing what a move will do just to help you clear out and sort of force you to make those good decisions.
Very good, very good. That is, this is so interesting. This is so interesting. It is so interesting because it affects everybody, not just that person.
Right. Well, and Kristen talking about the 3 types of people that might need organizing support, and one of them is do-it-yourselfer. So we work with a lot of very high-functioning people who are, you know, they're creative, they're successful, and they just need somebody to come in with a fresh eye and give them ideas, help them prioritize, and then tell them where to start.
I do better when somebody's there, too. I do a whole lot better.
Yeah.
You know, I want to do things, my intention is good, but when somebody's there, I do a whole lot better.
It's that accountability.
I know that about myself, that it's a whole lot, you know.
Yeah, there's a technique in our industry called body doubling, and it's simply that. It's just just having somebody in your space with you, having that
Yes.
other presence,
Yes.
keeps you focused, it keeps you grounded, and it keeps you on task.
It is. It's real, and I always equate that to people going to the gym. You have to know that you're somebody that do better, that has to go there. Your accountability. You show up there. You know, people say, you don't have to pay. Yes, some of us need that. We need to be around. You might not know anybody there, but you've seen other people do stuff, so you do. So that body double is critical at our house.
Well, and also the piece that you're so good at is making the workout fun.
Yeah.
So for us, a part of our job is to make sure that it doesn't feel like a chore.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, it really is enjoyable. Right, and you get to celebrate the little victories and the big victories.
I have to make comments about that, because I think it's such a tough job. So when you feel comfortable with people and they praise you and stuff like that, both of you all are supposed to be doing what you're doing. It matters. It matters that you support the individual.
Yeah. I don't know if you find this, but I become friends with a lot of my clients. Like I'm like, can we go get drinks on Friday night? And that's a sign of a successful relationship when you know, goes to that point.
It makes a difference. Now, I know our time is winding down, so what I'm going to do is ask Jennifer, you might want to take yours off and hand it over there to her.
The mic.
So that she can, you might not even need to do it, but this.
She might have one.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
Good, because I couldn't figure that out.
And we'll let Jennifer give her contact information again, and she can hold it. She can hold it. Yeah, she can hold it. That'd be fine. We keep it real.
Happy to do that.
We keep it real.
No worries. Virginia Voice. The website is www.virginiavoice.org. And the phone number is 266-2477. So please give us a call.
And your contact
and my contact information, you can reach me at jrobinsentertainment.com on Facebook. And my phone number is 804-350-3404. Look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we appreciate the information you provided tonight.
Thank
for
you.
those people that are hearing impaired.
Absolutely.
Knowing that they can get a radio.
Oh, absolutely. They can get a radio,
and
a closed circuit radio, and they can listen to all those programs that they love.
That is wonderful.
And all those different news articles and publications, they can listen to them right on their closed circuit radio.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
I just think there are people that don't know this.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this is
absolutely.
So
if you know anybody that's, vision impaired, please give Virginia Voice a call or go to their website.
Very good.
Thank you, Shirley.
Yes. All right, Miss Minima. You want to give your information again?
Oh, sure. Kristen Ziegler with Minima. My website is Minima, MINIMA, online.com. Facebook is Minima Organizing and Redesign. Phone number is 804-482-1554.
Very good. And before Mindy gives hers, if people miss some of that, if they let the station know, I'll make sure to have that information given to them later too. Okay.
And I'm Mindy Gotting with Abundance Organizing, and our website is abundanceorganizing.com. You can read all our bios, read about our services, learn about our different locations, and Facebook, also just search Abundance Organizing on Facebook.
Very good. And I think tonight I'll share something personal, and that is that we are going to have a program on Friday, May the 9th. It's called the Soul Surge. Exploratory Surgery of the Soul with Shirley T. And this is to strengthen your mind, body, and spirit. The early bird special is $27, and it runs through the 30th of April. But we encourage you to come, and go to esteeminstitute.com to find out more information about it, or either on Facebook, key in Shirley T Burke, and you will find my information there. Ladies, thank you all again.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Shirley. It's been a pleasure.
It's wonderful. I look forward to the conversation after the calendar is on. Thank you, girls. And please, if y'all want more information, just contact the station. We'll make sure that you get it. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.
The best is yet to come. Cast a stone out on the endless sea of possibilities. Why watch the